Sonic and the Secret Rings was Sega's first attempt at bringing the Hedgehog to the Wii, and it's a bit of a mixed bag of great visuals and control issues. The story is about Sonic, who wakes up one day to find a giant ring on his coffee table. So of course he picks it up and a genie pops out and gives him some sob story about how another genie is destroying the book she lives in. She tells him that he will eventually leave her book and come to his world. And it's at that point Sonic actually starts to care. He decides to put on a smaller version of the ring she gives him, and that gives him control of her. And after that he asks to be taken into the book. Is the story stupid? Of course it is. But you can forgive it since it's just a Sonic game. The story is played out with illustrations, and it's voiced horribly. When you actually get into the game itself, you'll see that it looks fantastic. I was really impressed with the visual style. Each of the worlds look colorful and wondrous. You'll quickly find out that the game is basically on rails. Once in a while you can split off the track a little bit for an alternate path they might give you. But I wish they gave you the complete freedom to explore these gorgeous worlds that they've created. And usually you'll have to admire these worlds while you're quickly running by. Sonic never seems to worry about what's ahead, since he will sometimes run so fast he can't even see more than a few feet away. Later in the game, they really ramp up the speed if you collect enough pearls to achieve his hyperspeed. As long as Sonic is holding at least one ring, he'll keep going. If he doesn't have one ring, then he has to be careful because one enemy will do an instant kill. Speaking of the rings though, there are times when he's holding over 50 rings. Where is he keeping these rings? I mean, look at him! He's almost totally naked! There are only 8 worlds to explore in this game if you include the tutorial. That might make it seem like the game is quite short, but it's really not. They're constantly giving you new missions in each of the worlds to beat. They could be as simple as hit so many enemies, battling the boss of the world, racing against someone, or even as lame as don't break any of the pots. I really hated the way the story moved forward. When you complete certain missions, it will progress the story, and some missions won't. They won't give you any indication which missions you should complete, so basically it's just a guessing game on which missions you should do. You hold the Wiimote like an NES controller, and you tilt it up and down to move Sonic left and right, and you use the 2 button to jump and the 1 button to brake. And while the controls were sluggish, you can work with them. When you hold down the 2 button, you can do a super jump, and after that, if there's an enemy in the area, it will light up with a red indicator, and you jerk the Wiimote forward to do an attack. Now the problem with using that control scheme to attack enemies is that you'll often over or undershoot your jumps thanks to the momentum of Sonic's running. It'll be the main reason you die so often in this game. As you progress in the game, you'll earn experience points, which will let you equip some attributes to your ring, which will let you toggle some of Sonic's more helpful control functions. I couldn't believe it when I saw there was a ring that improved Sonic's control of moving right and left. What? They made the controls purposely loose so you can earn the right to fix them later? I can understand making you unlock a special attack, but moving right and left? Unbelievable! The camera itself isn't bad when the action is only moving forward, but if it ever has to do anything but that, it will go crazy and move into some of the worst positions available. Since this is a Wii game, they had to put a bunch of minigames in it. It's pretty much a rule. They play these minigames out on boring game boards, and some of the games in it itself are even more badly controlled than the main game itself. Sonic and the Secret Rings is a visually stunning game, and it does a really good job of keeping the sense of speed that we're used to in Sonic games. But the slippery controls and frustrating jumping controls make the game only worth a rent.